Welcome everybody. Hope you can see me okay. We are at Skinstudioorlando. This is my practice. If you don't know me, my name is Amy Runyan. I'm the owner and esthetician. I've been here for 14 years and I am so excited to take over my Skin Buddies page today for a little live demonstration. We're going to use the My Skin Buddy device. And we're also going to do one of my newest treatments. I'm so excited. It's called Fire and Ice and it's from Noon. This is going to be a high concentration peel and we're going to use my MCH device. That's mesoporation, cryo, and heat. There's like a ghoul on my bed in here. Can you tell that it's kind of spooky? We've got a little theme going on. I think she's ready for a treatment. Should we go in the treatment room? I think we should go.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Come on in. This is the ghoul I was talking about. It's actually my friend Katie. She's going to be my lovely model today. And running the camera is my bestie Angelise, putting out those good vibes. She is a life coach, and also, if you're loving my earrings, she has her own jewelry shop. Well, yes, she knows to zoom on in. So I'm going to get rid of my little witchy hat for now, just so I can stay super focused on Katie. Katie has been coming to me for treatments already, so that's important to know because we are going to be doing a chemical peel. She's been prepped with professional products, meaning we have less chance for irritation of her skin. More things that I know ahead of time, the less chance for any surprises, okay? We know that she is interested in fine line reduction, and sometimes she is suffering from breakouts, so we are going to keep that in mind. The peel we're going to do today is a 50% glycolic from Noon. And the thing with Noon, this is like game changing for everybody. It has Derm Shield. Derm Shield is allowing us to use higher concentrations without that typical downtime, without the pain, and also you're gonna look great. I did this treatment on Saturday. Check it. I have a little bit of dryness on my forehead, but my face is not falling off. We're not doing that this Halloween. So that's what Katie's going to get. We're going to do a fire and ice treatment with a chemical peel, and I'm going to talk more about the technology as we move through. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. Feeling good? You ready? All right. Of course, we're using pink gloves because whoever said orange is the new pink is delusional. What's that movie? All right. So first up, we're just going to give her a nice cleanse. I am going to use the Noon C Cleanser. This is oil-based soluble vitamin C and also has chamomile in there. So really great at degreasing the skin and antibacterial, antimicrobial. I'm going to use my nice fluffy brush for her. We're getting it nice and foamy. Okay. Here we go, my dear. So I love this cleanser. Definitely needs a lot of water. As you can see, I made it nice and foamy. I'm using a brush for application, but at home with your hands, you would do just the same thing. Noon has a lot of different cleansers to choose from, but this one is what we're going for today because vitamin C, being an antioxidant, great for brightening as well. And it smells yummy, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gonna get your new headband all messy, but that's okay. All right. Beautiful. Look at that foaminess. Great. All right, so now the star of the show today, we have our My Skin Buddy. This has been in my treatment room for years. I'm not going to say how many, but a lot of years. What I love about it, it's so much tech in one device. People are always asking me, hey Amy, like, should I buy the mask on Amazon? I'm like, are you going to wear it every night and actually use it? And also, does it have enough power output? Is it the right colors? So many unknown variables. And what I really love about My Skin Buddy is we know that it's proven tech and that it's effective and that it works. And this is something you can use every night, okay? You're not going to be sitting in front of the TV with one of those scary masks on and not to be able to do anything. This has 4 different technologies in it. So LED, we know that LED in different colors affect the skin in different ways. So right now I have her on cleanse mode. It's vibrating, you can hear it, and it's also heating up. We've got that LED rocking. Red is known for stimulating collagen and those fibroblasts. That vibration is breaking up the dead skin cells the heat is helping to emulsify that oil so that it's going to be easier to bring out that bacteria and the things that are in the skin. And then we also have ion care. Either it's positive or negative. It's either pulling or pushing. Right now we're in cleanse, so we're pulling things to the surface. And it feels pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This does a 5-minute cycle, so it's really easy to incorporate into your routine at home. Kind of like my reminder to myself that it's bedtime. I like to just...
I need one.
Obviously, we all need one. They do have a new unit, the My Skin Buddy Boost, which I believe they've just added more lights. And I'm sure Gata will tell me more about that. I wanted to also just at this time shout out to Gata and to Caitlin for having me on today. Seriously, I love this company. I love that they've empowered in the treatment room for us to use a device that's really effective, makes the treatment just that more advanced, and then at home, a device for you to use on a nightly basis without just getting that something that's doing one thing, you know? This is great when you're maybe feeling like you have a breakout. You can hit the button again and we can just put it on the blue, which is going to increase circulation, which kills bacteria. Put those serums on your skin that are also working on breakouts. All good things. You can do this under steam, which I frequently do when I'm doing a facial, but today we are doing a chemical treatment, so we're not going to add the steam. If you need to add more water to the skin just to get a little glide, that is fine too. I think we're doing a pretty good job here. I'm going to cut the 5-minute cycle a little short just for demonstration time. But she is already looking good, not ghoulish at all. Alright, so I'm just going to turn that off. There we go. Obviously I made it messy, so I like to wipe mine down with a sanitary wipe or a disinfecting wipe before I put it back in my cabinet, but today, I'm not doing that right now. Alright, get her a nice steamy towel. Let's let that cool. We don't want to make her into a skeleton. Yes, I'm going spooky. I'm saying all the spooky things. 'Tis the season.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Katie is actually a makeup artist and working crazy hours right now, so I'm really grateful that she's here. But she's been doing makeup for a certain theme park for their Halloween horror nights. So she's constantly around a lot of chemicals in the air, likes to wear fun makeup. So it's really important for her to stay with her upkeep for her skincare, right? We don't want to get her to the point where her breakouts are taking over. And right now we've got her in a really good place. She's been using quality products for over a year at least, right?
Yeah.
At least. So
All products you suggested.
yes, she's a very good student. She listens. But it's important, you know, she was already doing a good job, but once we started to incorporate medical grade products, we really started to see a difference in her skin and that consistency, right? And it was a good time for her to learn about ingredients, which I really take pride in. I am doing product audits all the time with my clients to say, okay, what are you using? What is missing? What do we want to keep? Do you love your cleanser? Do you love your sunscreen? Fine. Let's integrate some things that are actually going to do the work. And you can use your other little fluffy products until I'll probably switch you over to something better at some point. All right, so she has been cleansed. Her skin is nice and clean. We are going to go ahead and get her started for her chemical peel. The cool thing, as I had mentioned with Noon, they have something called Derm Shield. So what does it mean? Usually when you do a peel, right, people are like, oh my gosh, my face is going to be on fire. I'm going to be so red. My face is going to peel off in a few days. There are peels like that, and that is needed for some types of treatments. But most of us, slow and low, but Noon is able to use high concentrations, and they do that with Derm Shield. Basically, Derm Shield shuts off those receptors at the top of the skin that talk through all the way up to your brain that say, something's happening. I need to send out inflammation, or, ooh, wow, that's hot. So it temporarily stops those receptors from sending those messages. So we're gonna do a 50% concentration peel, and she's gonna feel like it's a walk in the park. Also, because we're not gonna have all that inflammation, you're not gonna have all that downtime. You're also going to be able to do this all through the summer if you wanted to. So the idea of peel season, we're breaking up. No more. We're going to do it whenever we want, of course, with rules still to follow afterwards, but that's just the same for anything. So this is the peel prep. It has the derm shield in it. All the steps along the way with Noon products have the derm shield. So her skin is going to stop those receptors from telling things that are too hot or from the inflammation. So each step she's going to get this on her face. All right. Feeling good? All right. Now Noon has a lot of peels to choose from, but today, because this is actually her first chemical treatment with me, we've done lightweight things added onto her facial, but today we're doing the glycolic peel from Noon. They have two different versions. This one is the typical liquid, comes with a little dropper here. They also have a peel that's in a nano-constructed gel. Now that makes the peel act a little stronger. So if we were doing this 50% strength, it acts more like a 70 or 80% concentration. And that should blow your mind right away. Like who's heard of that? Such a high concentration without having to have all that downtime. So I'm just going to put a couple drops of the peel on my cotton pad here. Miss Katie, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. If you need a fan, just let me know. Just because it shuts down those receptors doesn't mean that she's not going to feel it at all, but we are doing that 50% concentration, so she's not going to be feeling it like it's 50. You're going to change in the pH. That's what you're feeling, okay? So that initial feeling is probably what you're going to have. We'll talk and see how you're doing. I like to start on the forehead because that's for her where she has a lot more of her sun damage. And the glycolic peel is working on sun damage, fine lines, leftover marks from her breakouts. Really safe and effective to treat a lot of different skin conditions. And this is also a great peel to start with in the treatment room for this fire and ice. This treatment can be customized for all types of skin. I can do this peel, neutralize it, and then do another type of peel from Noon. But today we're just going to be doing the glycolic. And let's get down onto that pretty neck a little bit. How are we feeling heat-wise? 1 to 5? 5 is really extreme. 1 is mild.
1.
1. Any hot spots in certain areas?
No, just tingling.
Just a little tingling? 50% concentration. And she's like, okay. So we're just going to go ahead and leave that on the skin for a little while. This is a peel that gets neutralized. And then we're going to move into the MCH device. Right now, if you're an esthetician and you're looking at the skin, you're just making sure she doesn't have any areas that are turning red. She's not having any reactions. She's very relaxed, so I can tell she's just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get my neutralizer ready so that it is ready to go. It is always good to have it close by, so if they are having excessive heat or anything with any type of peel, I'd just like to have it close by in case I need it. And peel neutralizer is essentially baking soda pretty. Okay, so sometimes when I apply it, you hear a sizzling. I promise it's not her skin sizzling. It's just that reaction that we use baking soda and like vinegar, right? When you do it down your drains, it makes a little noise. Freaks some people out, so I like to say it ahead of time. We're just giving it a little more time.
I like spooky sounds.
Spooky, yes, we do have the spooky music going on. We've got a theme. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and remove my jacket. Look at this cute pin that Katie brought me today. All the spooky things. Actually, we're taking the spooky out of skincare, right? We're going to talk about how it's not all hocus pocus and show you things can actually be results, right? It's science-based. I do have a magic wand around here somewhere, though. Oh, there it is. Found it. I'll use that later. All right, dear, we're going to go ahead and neutralize the peel now. Again, that little sizzling noise is not her skin sizzling. It's just the neutralizer. So here we go. Just a light little sizzle. When I use the peel that's in the nano-constructed gel, it definitely makes more of a noise. Just making to thoroughly cover the skin and neutralize everything. Beautiful. See, she didn't get bright red or anything. Barely felt any heat, just a little bit. And now I'm going to go back over the face one more time just to make sure we didn't miss any areas. This peel can be left on for a lot longer, just depending on what I'm treating, where we are in your treatment protocol, how many times we've done this. So next time if we see that she does really well, we can increase the time that we leave the peel on the skin. But for today, this is our first time. We don't want to go crazy. All right, that is looking really good. Okay. We are going to turn on the MCH device, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit. Oops, nice and deep. She does get a patch put on her. This is going to help with the electric current. So what does MCH stand for? Mesoporation, cryo, and heat. Mesotherapy is done in hospitals, clinical trials. It uses microscopic needles to put medicines into the skin. So this is a needle-free version of mesotherapy using electroporation or electricity. Okay, so the electric current, and it's nothing scary. Let me just show you the handle right now. This is what's going to be rubbing her face, okay? That guy right there. Electric current is going to be going from here, and I have the option to have it in the heat setting or in the cryo setting. The first step is going to be for us to do in the heat setting. And what is happening when we have it on heat setting? What is mesotherapy in the first place? This is just for effective product penetration. When we topically put ingredients on the skin, we're getting only 0.3 absorption. Side note, I'm going to talk about why using quality products is very important if that's the case. But using this device, we're actually going to get a 70 to 80% product absorption. 70 to 80. That's a huge difference. Right now, I am going to put on the thermogel. This is going to give us a lot of glide, but it also has zeolite, which is a natural volcanic mineral. So at this point, this could be done before we do extractions, even mixed into a facial, so drawing out impurities. But for now, we're using this as a glide to get started with our heat portion. And I'm going to tell you all about it. Love it. It is self-warming, so if you're feeling heat right now, you're not making it up, I promise. It is actually happening. All right. So I am going to go ahead and turn on the device. We've got our patch on. I've got the device in hand. She is ready. We're going to turn it on. The first setting is the heat setting. It's already preset. If this is a device that you started to carry, they do help you set that up, so that's lovely. We're just going to turn this on. You'll see me maybe hitting the knob up and down a few times. That's just me changing the electric current. Different areas of the face I feel can tolerate a little bit more of electric current, like the cheeks. And then when we get down to the chin and the forehead, it's a little thinner there, so I like to turn the electric current down. I know what Katie's skin can tolerate, so I'm going to choose a nice one in the middle for her, and let's get started. Nice and hot. So on my machine it says 40 degrees Celsius. I always have to write down what the conversion is. It's 104 degrees Fahrenheit, so quite warm. And as you can imagine, I'm wanting to move around the skin and not keep the device in one place. So what is the heat portion doing? We have that electric current that's running through the skin, and we have the heat. This portion is making your cells more permeable, meaning temporarily allowing penetration of product that we're going to do later. Pivotal step, right? Can you imagine being the person like at the hospital and the doctors are coming up with this and somebody in the aesthetics field was like, I'm sorry, what did you just say? With this device, you can penetrate products directly into our cells. We're not going to use needles and it's going to feel good. Yeah, pretty amazing. This is Nobel Prize winning technology. Mesotherapy, okay? This MCH device is game-changing for me. Clients are seeing results more immediately. And again, we're doing a peel while putting ingredients into the skin, so you're getting that littler downtime. How's it feel? Good?
Makes me want to sleep.
Exactly. This is really nice. I can hear the spooky music.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So I'm just moving the device around, making sure we cover all the areas. So all you feel is comfort, right? No excessive heat. The device is warm, but it's totally comfortable. Yeah, okay. They have lots of serums that we can choose from. They have ampules, rather. working on various skin conditions, and what I love with this is we're able to treat so many different types of skin conditions. You know, with some devices, you can't go over active acne. You couldn't use it on somebody who has compromised skin like rosacea or psoriasis or eczema. With this, we're actually able to make direct effect to those diseases without causing the irritation. The flat metal handle, you know, going over active breakouts is not causing any additional irritation. Rather, the opposite, calming them down and putting those ingredients deep into the skin. Wonderful. Katie actually just got a facial with me. I think it was last week or the week before. So her skin is definitely 2 weeks. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. So her skin is nice and prepped and clean. Generally, when people are coming to see me for the first time and they are wanting to do a chemical treatment, I generally suggest doing an actual facial treatment first. Skin can use a nice cleanup, get rid of that excess that's on the surface, so that when we do move to doing chemical treatments, it's not fighting through all the extra gunk. It also gives us a time to get to know your skin and get you prepped on proper products, which, as I mentioned, is really important, because the more I know about your skin and what's going on it, the less chance we have for any issues down the road.
Someone just asked a question. What's the name of the device?
It's called MCH, and it's from Noon Aesthetics. After the video is done today, I will definitely link everything so you can check it out for yourself. They are newer to the United States, but they have been around for quite some time. I love my rep, Jamie. I'm sure she'll watch this at some point. She has been pivotal in helping me. I have medical grade products in the studio that are really making a change. All right, my dear, I'm going to go ahead and turn off our device. Just like that. And because I am going to use this again, I'm just going to wipe it down with a medical alcohol wipe, so we're not adding that product back on her skin at a later time. All right, she looks amazing. So again, this is the step right after the chemical peel, which I know the first time I heard it, I was like, you're gonna have me put heat on the skin after doing a peel? It seemed impossible, but again, this is a new way of thinking of things, because we have the derm shield and we have a medical device that's gonna help us put wonderful products deeper into the skin, the MCH. Is that okay for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just wanna remove a little of that excess, so we can move on to the cryo feature. I lovingly refer to it as our glazed donut phase, because your skin starts to look like a glazed donut, and that's a good thing. We don't hate on donuts around here. No. All right. Just getting rid of that thermogel. Beautiful. Looking very good. So, just as promised, we still have the patch on because we're still going to use the MCH, but now we are moving into the portion that's going to push the ingredients into the skin, okay? So the heat and the electricity was opening up those cells, making them permeable, and now we're going to give them what they are looking for. Because I know Katie and I know that she struggles with breakouts occasionally, I am choosing the ampule from Noon that's called Acno. Has peptides in there that work on excess oil. It also has a peptide that mimics an antibiotic, so really great for people who need to stay on something like that long term rather than being on an antibiotic. It also has some botanical extracts, some sodium PCA. Also, let me do that real quick. Opening this can seem tricky, so I just snapped the top and took it off, turn it over, and pop this little button. So I get asked all the time. Hopefully this answers all questions. I'm gonna put this on to create slip all over the skin. Definitely using a lot more of this than I would use if I were using this in my daily skincare routine. But again, we're creating that slip for the MCH to glide over. Got little black fuzzies from your wrap here. All right. Perfect. And I'm going to add more of this as we need. You'll see if the device starts catching on the skin that you need to add more. It helps once you've had a little practice because you're wanting to use the device with one hand and put on product with another. But after you've done it a few times, it really comes very easily and very naturally. So we are going to have 2 settings. This is going to first be, I always forget, we're starting at 10 degrees Celsius, which is 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we're going to go to -20, which is -4 Fahrenheit. So this cooling is constricting those blood vessels, allowing for that product penetration. Okay, we've already opened everything up. So now let's push it in there and lock it in. So here we go with the cold. You wanted to be a glazed donut for Halloween, I assume. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Because that's what you're getting. So typically this is 5 minutes 2 times. So 5 minutes at the one temperature and 5 minutes at the second temperature. That's getting everything the appropriate time for product absorption. And if you've forgotten, this is putting product in an 80% rate versus the 0.3 by just topical application. I could just tell that her skin needed a little bit more of the ampule as I was using the device. Very normal. And typically I do know that I'm going to go through an entire ampule with a client, and if I don't, I send them home with the remainder. You can see that I'm also just kind of holding on to the tubing here. Makes it a little easier for getting around the face. How's that feel? Good? Make sure we're getting everywhere. It feels so good under the eyes. Cryotherapy is obviously working with the MCH for product absorption, but it also feels really great and works on that inflammation. If we had done a facial with extractions, we were able to calm things down so people are not leaving my treatment room looking like I've beat them up. Not that I would. This is just a really great way to calm that skin. With Noon, they also have, like I mentioned, other ampules. They have 3 to choose from. We are doing the Acno Complex because that's the one that's great for Katie. On my skin, I used the Lift and Whitening ampule. I have more mature skin and I'm looking for more of that lifting effect. Definitely a whole list of peptides in there that are working on that and on whitening or lightening the brown spots on the skin. They also have a Hydro Calm Vitamin Complex ampule, doing just that, calming the skin, adding vitamins. If you're interested in knowing more about the ingredients, I certainly can talk one-on-one with you. Just feels really great. This is definitely where a lot of my clients start to space out.
Don't call me out like that.
What? I'm really excited for the next step. Generally after this, we would move on to one of the Noon brand masks, but because it is spooky season, I have a different mask to showcase today. And I know Katie's okay with me sharing. She's trying to wait as long as possible before getting Botox. So there are things we can do for that. Obviously, in her skincare routine, I would get her on things that are turning cells over and stimulating collagen, i.e. retinol would be a really great place to start if you're getting into your 30s. Again, with the Noon brand product, they have that derm shield even in their home care products. So if you've not had success in the past with using a retinol, the Noon brand has 3 different strengths, but also that derm shield to protect you.
I may look like 19, but definitely 34.
Well, you're just a baby.
Mm-hmm.
No, you have wonderful skin, and I credit that for you really taking hold of using quality products and being consistent. And me. It is a big part of the process of being an esthetician. I'm not here to push things on my clients, but I do know what's going to work for them. So it's just also gently guiding in the direction of what's going to be beneficial and how are those products working for you. You're here for a reason, right? So sometimes we just need to tweak a little bit, maybe add some serums. Sometimes it's a complete overhaul, and that's okay too, because whatever we were doing wasn't working. And I just know with medical grade products, sometimes we have to get over that hump and just try something new. Noon, all sounds very similar. I do like Noon has starter kits too. So there's an anti-aging one for acne, one for pigment, and then there's the generic starter kit, and I do believe they just came out with post-procedure. So for $99 you can get into a 4-week supply of ingredients, so before you commit to the full size. Alright, my dear, I'm going to turn this off, and we're going to pop down to that colder temperature. Our skin is already acclimated to you. It's going to feel like it's pretty much the same temperature, but we are dropping down. Wow, she's nice and cold to the touch. And just look at that skin. I mean, she had a 50% glycolic peel moments ago. She's looking amazing. Alright, let's go ahead and turn this back on again. It's really easy to use. Use the dial here, so I'm just, again, I can move that electric current up, or I can go down for certain areas of the skin.
Yeah, it really doesn't feel much of a different
Right.
temperature.
Yep, your skin's already acclimated. So the reason these different temperatures are important, as far as my training tells me, is that we're giving the product that time to actually go into those cells that we've made ready for them, and to lock it in, shut the door behind them. And you've seen how much product I've put on her and how it's still absorbing into the skin. You can see how it starts to grab a little bit, right? So we just know we need a little bit more in that area. Just constantly moving.
Mm.
So now it's nice and easy. Beautiful. I did this treatment on myself, like I said, on Saturday. This is something that can be done each time you come in for a treatment. The MCH with a peel can be added to a facial, or we can do the fire and ice where it is just the straight up chemical peel. That does allow us to then maybe add other layers. So based on your skin and what we come up with a plan of action, like if you have a special event, I would time things out for you so we know that we have plenty of time to work on whatever skin condition you're trying to improve. And if you do have a special event, do not just start 30 days prior. You need some time. And also it's good just to get started on working on your skin, whatever phase of life you might be in. There's always room for improvement. There's always room for education. And I always say that it's progress over perfection, right? We're just making small little changes based on what's going on in our lifestyle. All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, but my little glazed donut is looking amazing. All right. I'm going to wipe this down later, but let's keep going. Just going to wipe off some of that excess so that our next treatment, which is the mask, is not fighting through all those serums. All right. Let's take off some of that excess. And how cute are these?
Adorbs.
Adorable. And again, this would be a step that would be foreign to me. Amy, you just put all that serum on. Why are you wiping it away? Because we just pushed it all the way in. 80% absorption. That's already happened. So the stuff on the surface, no problem. You can remove that. We're not harming the treatment at all. Okay. Very nice, my dear. Put that there. I'm going to go ahead and remove our little pad. And we're going to get ready for the next step. Like I said, we usually would do one of the noon masks, but it is spooky season, and this mask can appear kind of spooky, but it has all great results. This is the contour mask from Estimax. It's company online. It has argireline in it, okay? It's kind of called the ingredient, so it's like Botox in a bottle. Now, is it really like Botox? No, nothing is like Botox, so this is not replacing it, but it can slow down that nerve to muscle reaction. With repetitive use of this ingredient, it does slowly weaken that muscle to nerve. So what causes the wrinkles, right? It's expression lines or us making exaggerated faces. So this ingredient, when used regularly, does slow down that nerve reaction. So I'm gonna go ahead and get things mixed up. What's cool about this mask is that it's gonna get hard on her skin, right? So she's gonna kind of look a little witchy. That's why I call it the spooky mask. I did it on myself on Saturday as well. You can't really move, so I didn't take video because I wouldn't have been able to talk to you anyway. But we're gonna go ahead and get this mixed up. If you've not used it from Estimax, it is 1 scoop and then an equal scoop of water. It's gonna have a very milky consistency to it. There we go. And I've already pre-warned Katie that when I put the mask on, it will start to set up. So make sure your client is laying in a very comfortable position. You feeling good? All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this applied. So along with it having the argireline, right, the Botox mask as they call it, because the mask gets hard on the skin, it's increasing circulation. So one of the other cool spooky features is you're gonna start to see her blood pulse. Like you're gonna see the pulse in her face. That's working on increasing circulation, which is great for bacteria, but also it's gonna help depuff the skin. So if you have like some fluid buildup or your eyes are puffy from allergies, it's certainly gonna help with that. It does take about 10 minutes to set up. And you can see I'm coming in an upward movement with the mask. That is suggested. And I do like to stay away from being too close to the eye because it does start to pull when the mask gets hard, and I have noticed that it does feel a bit uncomfortable. All right. And don't forget that top lip. Beautiful. I'm going to turn off the MCH so we don't have that noise. All right, and that is it. We're going to start to see the magic happening. Beautiful. All right. So this is going to take 10 minutes to set up. Again, I have the choice to do this mask when we do the fire and ice, but generally I do stick with the noon masks. They have such great varieties. A clay mask, they have one that's instantly lifting and brightening, and then one is an igloo mask, which is very moisturizing and cooling to the skin. Miss Katie is, mentioning to me that she's seeing some fine lines and wrinkles, so I thought it would be a perfect time to try out the Boo-tox mask, the contouring mask from Estimax. I am going to grab a fan just to help this process along, so just let me grab that. Katie, do you have any sensations on the skin from the mask? Nope? Okay. Nope. Yeah. All right, so you're just going to hear the fan. This helps speed up the process. Because I want to see you get all crinkly like a witch. And I do just put extra towels down around the head because we're going to remove this with a wet brush in circular motions and it gets kind of messy. So this is just to make her more comfortable so it's not getting on the bed, and also just to catch that excess. This is an ingredient that can be used daily in serums. You can get them from various brands. The mask itself can be done once a week. So doing it once a month when you come to see me, that's the bare minimum. There are so many great ingredients from Noon that are peptides that are working on various skin conditions, antioxidants. So even if you're not a fan of argireline, I have different ways to soften fine lines and expression with a complete routine. Just doesn't have to be 12 products. You can choose just the right ones for you so that you'll be consistent and use it on a regular basis. I do get a lot of mommy clients that are rightfully exhausted, or even those just in the workforce are like, I get so tired at the end of the night, and I don't have time for my skincare routine. And the truth is, you do have time, but we're not making it a priority. So I personally, when I get home from work, if I know I'm not going anywhere, I'm switching out of my work clothes anyway, that's when I go ahead and do my skincare routine. Get it done, because if I have dinner and I clean up the kitchen and I'm sitting on the couch and I'm decompressing, I just want to relax. So I like to get it out of the way right when I get home. What's the difference of washing your face at 8 o'clock or waiting till you go to bed at 11 or whatever hours that you're going? There's none. Unless you're getting sweaty or doing a workout, then you can absolutely do your skincare routine earlier. You can see we're starting to get some crinkling effect here from the mask, turning this young little lady into a little bit of a witch. And it is hard to the touch. I'm going to try not to make her laugh because I know it does pull the skin. That is just so fascinating. It's so fun to watch.
And when it's wrinkling, it's tightening?
Yep,
Is that what it's
tightening
doing?
the skin. Well, it's increasing oxygen flow by being tight. You can just see, like, you can see her pulse a little bit more over here because it's constricted, so all that blood flow is pushing through, removing toxins, pushing that ingredient deeper into the skin. Oh yeah, just getting nice and crunchy. With this particular mask, the argireline, it does not play well with other alpha hydroxys. So with using this mask, I would not be putting serums on her at the end of the treatment that would conflict with this. So we're just going to focus on hydrating ingredients. With the noon masks, I am able to layer other actives after. But these are not things you need to worry about. These are things that I know to be true in the treatment room, unless you're another SD. So many of you that I follow that I'm inspired by and get ideas from, so I hope this has been useful for you today. Maybe you've been inspired to add something to your treatment room or just to make a new SD bestie. And for those of you curious about treatments, maybe potential customers or clients of mine, nice little peek inside the treatment room, get to know me a little bit better. I really truly do love what I get to do. Get to be in the treatment room and hear your stories, listen to the details, talk people off the ledge, remind you of your worth, your value, how amazing you are, and that this skin thing, while I know it can be very disheartening for some people, that we've got this. You've got somebody in your corner with the right tools, my skin buddy that you can use at home, pairing that with effective products. We've got it under control. And sometimes it's just that little encouragement. And having somebody who knows about ingredients, so you're not at the store just staring at the wall of all of the things, not knowing what to grab. Not to mention, what did I say? When we topically put products on, we're only getting a 0.3 absorption. Think about if you're using an already diluted product, how ineffective that can be, and why it's so important to use things that are concentrated. That's the difference with medical grade. Not only are we able to have the higher concentrations, but we're not diluting it with a bunch of filler ingredients. So you're getting what you pay for. All right, I think she's pretty crinkly. What do we think? Very, very spooky. Oh my, oh my. Try not to laugh. You'll break your face. I'm just kidding. You won't break it, but it'll be fun. All right, let me get a different brush.
Oh yeah, you can see some of the pulls right there on her.
I feel it here.
Very nice. So I've just got an extra little bowl here of water and my big fluffy brush. We're just going to start, see what I mean? Drips immediately. Circular motions. Breaking that up, giving her some mobility again. Sweet relief. It is normal sometimes to see crinkles or lines on the face. As you see, that it does create quite a crinkle. just from that constriction, those go away very quickly, pretty much almost by the end of the treatment, if not within the hour. All right, let's release the witch. Your inner witch has been released.
Instantly younger.
Instantly. She's like, Do
I look 12?
You look better than 12, dear.
Oh, okay.
At this point, just because I've loosened it up, I am going to go ahead and just grab a nice hot towel. It's very hot. So,
Someone's asking, where is the brush that you were using from?
I will definitely link it. It's a really nice brush from Amazon, honestly. A fan brush. I love them. Clients love them. They're so fluffy.
So fluffy.
All right. Just testing. That feels pretty good. You ready? Here we go. Woosah. All right. Just get in here. Press that into the skin. Getting ready to remove all that additional crunchy. Let's take a look. Oh, amazing. Got a little fuzzy chasing us. Got your mobility back. And because it was dripping, don't forget to get back here behind her neck. I am wearing gloves, but I can still feel the difference in texture. Looks like we've got everything off. Absolutely gorgeous.
Glowing.
And as I mentioned, because we use the argireline mask, we're not going to put serums on that have alpha hydroxys, although, like I said, with the noon masks, we would do that at this point. So today we're just going to focus on hydration. I am in love with the hyaluronic serum from Noon. I know there's a lot of hyaluronic serums on the market. This one has an instant and a time-released moisture, so we're going to add hydration to the skin without being greasy. This also has turmeric and neem, really strong antioxidants, antimicrobial, so excellent for people who have acneic skin, okay? Sometimes some hyaluronics can disrupt people who have acne. Just going to give her a couple of drops. Like seriously, look at her dewy, amazing skin. All over. And just like with anything, we want to have full absorption before we move on to the next. Beautiful. And then something else unique to Noon, they have a lotion called SOS, barrier repair, essentially. And so many clients that come to me that have over-treated their skin and their barrier is a hot mess. And they think what we need is keep treating, exfoliating, but really we need to improve the skin barrier. That barrier, as an esthetician, you know, is very important because once it's compromised, more bacteria gets let in, and that irritation can linger on sometimes for months. So in the post-procedure, I always suggest the SOS. This has all those good cholesterols, lipids, fatty acids, really meant for barrier repair. You wouldn't stay on this long term, but after a treatment, after laser treatments, after microneedling, really great occlusive barrier protection here. This also has that turmeric in it. Smells yummy. I love it. It still takes me a while to realize I just did a super highly concentrated chemical peel and that her skin is looking this amazing. All right. Last step, of course, never leaving my treatment room without sunscreen. I prefer mineral sunscreens. I always say people frogs till you find your winner. If you buy one and you don't like it, you can use it elsewhere. You know, our hands get neglected all the time, and we're driving, especially here in Florida. That sun is so intense. Use it on your chest, use it on your arms. It does not have to go to waste. Of course, unless it causes a reaction, and then get rid of it. But mineral sunscreen is superior in my opinion. She is just a radiant, glowing, non-spooky, gorgeous girl. I am definitely going to take some before and after. I took before we got started. I'm going to take some after photos just to show you what people look like immediately after treatment. But I hope this has been useful for you. I'm super excited to have been on the My Skin Buddy live takeover. If you have questions directly for me that you didn't want to ask during the live, please reach out. If you're not already following my page, go ahead. Okay, I can't talk now.
Your page.
My page. Go ahead and click link.
Tell them.
And then I'm going to also link some of the products you all asked about, the Amazon brush. And then, of course, I'm going to link to Miss Katie and to my beautiful best friend. I'm so happy to have been here with you guys today. I hope to see you again another time. All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.